find out in the first matchup here at the Pinnacle Cup between Brame and HellRaisers. Another thing to look out for, of course, is that this is a really good Nyx Assassin game. Like, there is so much uncontrollable damage on the map.
There is, like, even the Tiny is going to, while not suffering from the Nyx Assassin himself per se, is going to get these initiations disrupted, which is not very beneficial for him at all. The question for me is who's going to follow up on the Nyx? Like, I'm sure Zayat's, we've talked about my Zayat's bias before. Like, he's going to find the right places to be, but who's going to be there with him?
Yeah.
And are they going to be able to do enough?
Yep, that's the question I've got on my mind as well.
Yeah. For me, the answer might be Kuman. We've seen this guy when he has a game, he really plays up with his carry heroes. I think that's a leftover remnant from his days playing mid. But he is not afraid to get into the thick of things with, you know, half of a Battle Fury, a single Blade of Alacrity, if he thinks that his damage is needed. And an Ursa can definitely output that as long as he has a couple of points up in the Fury swipes. So, might be a possible solution for the HellRaisers here.
Yeah, and both teams with a really good Roche potential as well. And we've mentioned before about the Radiant Roche potential being a lot stronger when they go for this tier 1 tower. I think that might actually be a huge factor. I think HellRaisers can put a lot of pressure on, or a lot of emphasis on defending their tier 1 bottom for as long as possible. Maybe more so than their mid. They might open themselves up for a free Roche later on into the game, like we saw in the last series. So I really want to see them try that. I don't know if it will pay off against this lineup, but it could be a really interesting way to take this game, because they're not defending their top tower, right? Like, A, it's a pointless tower anyway, really, for both teams. Like, no one cares particularly about the tier 1 off-lane tower. And B, it's a Doom lane, like, Doom versus Pro. Like, he doesn't really get to play this very much, so... Yeah, I mean, you can see already here that they're brawling the Doom already. Like, they're keeping him under the tier 1 tower. That is how severe this Bristleback is bullying this guy. This is insane, actually.
Really, really favor this lane from Focus, and yeah, Zayats is just going to have to stick to Spartan like glue.
Yeah, but what the Spartans is doing is he's baiting Zayats into brawling, even though you don't generally want to brawl with Nyx Assassin. He's just trading his with him so that it's really hard for him to go and pull the creep wave across as well, and makes Resolution's job very difficult. No creep pulls for you equals pretty tricky, but it does look like Spartan's actually taking his afterball and is going to let Zayats take one of the waves across. Why do you think Spartan's doing this?
Not entirely sure. Like, I think trying to stop an Nyx Assassin from pulling is pretty... you're not going to be able to really do it anyway, so might as well bother Resolution as much as possible instead. And now you're going to follow up by running over to wherever they bring the creeps, because you're a range hero, they're double melee, they can't really stop you unless you get really far out of position. Yep, take some more of those.
Sense. Yep, send him back to the creep wave so that he can't actually contest the Bristleback in lane. So you harass the Doom, then he has to go and take the creeps, which Zayats would ideally want to be farming, because no one can actually come to the lane with a Bristle. Yeah, really nice top lane from Brame so far. Zayats can't even get an XP range.
Something here on the bottom lane. We've got a pretty decent lane for Kuhn. Anytime that Skylark gets close to him, oh, that's I would have really liked to jump to the Ursa as well, but not happening. Of course, Ursa with the jump can pretty easily secure these boar kills nowadays, so Skylark doesn't have the easiest melee versus melee matchup here. That's more like it.
Yep, the Zinxwell coming into Skylark. Skylark could be in some real trouble here. Stroke of Fate going to slow him down as well. Kuman's on top of him. The Fairy Fire is going to come out, and Skylark is able to make the distance. And meanwhile, the boar just chopping away, and that is going to be a right click coming in. Lil dies as your first blood going to Skylark.
A bit ambitious going for that with the Fate Bolt still over on your Ursa.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Brame with a big win at bottom. And this was the lane which was looking to go in the Ursa's favor. This is the lane we wanted to go in HellRaisers' favor in order to make things a little bit closer. Meanwhile, if you are looking for some good news for HellRaisers, over towards mid, the Storm is doing pretty well for himself. He's controlling up the lane nicely, got himself some CS, just pushing the wave out, go into the jungle, pushing the wave out, go into the jungle. It's very hard to actually wrestle a Tiny for last hits, especially when he's got that tree. So just use your spells, just spam spells down in lane. That's what Storm does.
You don't really have to contest all that much, as he does take some harass for his trouble.
Yeah, wish I ain't gonna let him get anything for free, that's for sure.
And the problem that a lot of heroes have, where as soon as Tiny picks up the tree, you can't get any last hits anymore at all. Young G, of course, gets to put down those remnants to give himself overload charges. And good rune control here as well, so 2 runes over to the side of HellRaisers right there, and there's actually a third going to be falling. Young G knows that there's probably a rune here. And take this cap, man. Not playing the lane, really working out for this man.
Storm Spirit. Such fun.
You hate to see it.
In the top lane, Zayat's in a little bit of trouble. There comes the Coddle Blast, and there goes the little Scorpion man. Next assassin. He's dead. Focus.
Resolution still struggling for last hits here. He's working his way towards the bracer, get himself some more regen. Doom, of course, doesn't have any regen whatsoever on the Scorched Earth anymore. So really reliant on getting it from, well, possible devour targets and actually bringing regen into the lane, which previously you don't really have to do anymore after a certain point. Disgusting hero.
Yep. Good to see him getting put in his place a little bit in this game, at least. The Doom, I mean, not Resolution. I love Resolution.
Yeah. Rezo's such a great dude, man.
He is. 20 stacks on that one, though, so he's not too scared currently. But he knows that, like, the stacks on the one don't really mean anything once you have 4 stacks of Fiscus Nasal Goo on you. Like, you are dead. Like, it doesn't matter. You're too slow to get out of any danger. Wand all you want.
Your only hope would be that the Bristle runs out of mana, which, surprise, surprise, so Spartan probably has a thing or two to say about in this game.
Yes.
He's fun to do him pretty far up. Stun misses.
Big miss. Is that going to help Spartan get away? The answer is yes, it will. He's going to get out of here scot-free, and now Zayats is the one in trouble. A big Coddle Blast coming through. Not needed, though, as they bring down Zayats and look towards Rezo as well. Rezo still sitting on those 1 charges. I mean, it doesn't need health or mana, I guess, so why use them? Still, you would think. I guess he just wants to leave them there as, like, a safety net, rather than just using them. Net. Like, it's slightly inefficient, but you need it.
The biggest power there is the fact that it's burst heal, not necessarily that it's regen. You get to turn things with that.
Yeah, I mean... Well, you might see it in use now. Nope, still holding on to these charges. It's only if he's about to die that he'll ever use them, yeah.
Yes, and even then, only when he's about to die, and he can turn around after it. Vanguard up. Young G! That's not yours! It is now.
Yeah, my guy is a man of the jungle. Everyone's jungle. There's no discrimination here from Young G. He loves all jungles equally. So you do see him on Vision here, but... don't really see what they can do about it. In fact, I think this corner might be a little bit lulled into a false sense of security by his own Vision here. Nice jump up from Young G onto the high ground, but Wish comes across and he's got the burst to bring him down. Never mind. Not a good trade at all for the side of HellRaisers. They trade their mid laner for the pos 5. My horse says nay, and so do I, says Spartan. Don't know what he's saying nay about, but...
It's pretty right too. And Focus has gotten his way towards that Vanguard now. Means that Tier 1 towers don't really do anything to him anymore. He's going to be looking to take down that that top Tier 1 tower, presumably. Mostly by being there. Rezo's going to hide in the trees beside it. Is Young G?
Skylark is going to be the next target here, and this is a very good target to jump as well. They'll be able to bring him down, so Young G comes back and with a vengeance takes down a hero, a core nonetheless, on the side of Brame. That's what we wanted to see.
And in the meantime, Brame was actually fishing behind the mid tower. They just placed the ward there as well, but they didn't really catch anything just yet.
Tell you what, this Storm is doing work. More work than I anticipated so far. I mean, sure, it wasn't a great play into killing the Kotal, but the fact that he's been stealing stacks, been playing behind enemy lines, and now finds a kill onto the Beastmaster, this is exactly what we wanted to see from him. This kind of aggressive playstyle is what's the only chance they really have of keeping this early game. Let's see those ones. There they are. Oh, they didn't do anything. What a shame. Meanwhile, though, there's more violence happening down at the bottom lane as Youngji trying to finish off Skylark and will be able to do exactly that. He will fall. All Stoneman can do is throw down a Fade Bolt.
Yeah, that's one walk of shame for Dire. But at the very least, the Bristleback took a bunch of stacks there. So Youngji's economical pressure kind of evened out by the Bristle in return stealing a whole bunch of farm. Kuman going Battle Fury, so yeah, he's in this for the long game, and he needs a lot of damage output versus all of these melee heroes, which is well, Ursa with the Battle Fury. If you're up versus several melee cores, you're just going to cleave through them all, and it hurts like hell.
Yeah, they need to make sure that they're positioning themselves in a way where they don't just allow the Tiny to Ursa to roll in and smash them all up. And actually it looks like they're trying to make a play onto the Bristleback here. They doom him up even to try and bring him down. But do they have the damage? Looks like they very well maybe do. He's getting very, very low, and they will be able to finish him up. A bunch of ultimates committed to that one, but kill's a kill at the end of the day. Meanwhile, Wish searching through the trees, trying to look for Lil here, but I mean, he is surrounded by 3 enemy heroes, so I'm not sure this is the best move. Never mind, make it poor, but Skylark's coming in as well, looking to help out. Does he have a Roar? He does not. Wish could be in some trouble. That said, he's very, very tanky, fighting up into these heroes, tossing Kuman away, and into the clutches of Skylark. They can bring him down. Nice. Now the Roar off cooldown comes out onto Zayat, and they will be able to bring down all the heroes up on the top side of the map. They kill the Bristleback, but at a very heavy cost.
Oh yeah, and the reason why that works is because that Kotal is spamming his mana over onto Wish, which means that his avalanches came off of cooldown a lot earlier than they normally would. And HellRaisers didn't really expect him to be able to kite in the trees like that.
Nope, some really, really nice movements there from Wish. And some nice cooperation from Spartan as well. I mean, everything from Spartan really helped out massively, all his abilities. Doing well. Meanwhile, Resolution, he's just going to come and snag that siege creep. And now they look over towards Rezo as the Avalanche, although the Spider Carapace from Zayat once again being very annoying. The Vendetta comes out onto the Kotal, but going on different targets. Youngji looking for Wish, and that lack of communication between Zayat and Youngji actually cost them a kill here, and maybe even more as they continue closing that gap. There's no mana left on the Storm Spirit. The Ignite comes through, and Zayat will fall. Spartan's going to throw the Storm up to the high ground. He does now have the mana to zip away. Meanwhile, Skylark just trying to chop down Lil. Has to step back as the Inkswell comes off, but it looks like Lil will get away. Meanwhile, Kuman.
Oh, now they got themselves Kuman.
Oh, this is brave or stupid. I don't really know, but regardless, the bear falls. And Brame continue their aggression as they are playing on tempo beautifully here and moving in to claim their prize at the middle tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and I said that Kuman might want to fight with half Battle Fury, but he looked like he wanted to jump out with half Battle Fury instead. Oh, Youngji? Okay.
Trying his best, Youngji. He really is, you know, standout performer on the losing side as he keeps on trying to make a couple of plays, find a little bit of just small little drops in the ocean to help his team stay in this game. That's what they need. I mean, these small little pickoffs will kind of help a bit, but at the same time, this is going pretty quickly out of control for the side of HellRaisers.
At the very least, they have now vacated that triangle. Youngji, okay. And the other one, why don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Skylark was playing into Radiant Vision there, and right now Brame in general is not enforcing their vision over in the triangle either. Aren't quite ready to back those 2 wards up. They're lucky though, because neither of them have gotten dewarded, but maybe that's going to change with the Grimstroke now coming over, and this could be a loss of tempo if they lose the wards.
And where are the calls whilst this is happening? Well, the Bristleback's actually jungling. Wish is just kind of farming mid, an area where the tier 1 tower's already taken. I mean, yeah, you want to push that wave out a bit, but I don't know, it's more the Bristleback jungling, which I'm not too keen on. But at the same time, Doom is up, so they are showing respect in that regard. The Bristle's now going to go down bottom and try and push on that tower whilst the other 3 heroes make a play up towards the top side of the map. I don't mind this. Bristol's actually TPing up. Okay, so they want to fight 5 on 5. That does make sense. Again, though, I think I would like them to continue pressuring bottom a little bit more, but they find Kuman, they find the bear. Now, Bear's going to try and jump down to the low ground. The Ursa trying to get away. Skylark is helping out as well, though. He does have a roar if he wants it, but it's not going to be needed as they bring down Kuman. Caught out once again, and they're going to find a little +1 in Lil here, and he will die. Maybe this is Roche time.
This could be Roche time. Don't think they have a... No, never mind that. Skylark doing his job, bought a solo crest first. No greedy Beastmasters here, no sir. They could indeed go Roshan with this.
It's very possible, but
to do it just
so
yet.
far, yeah, they're just taking over the enemy triangle. Feels like the play they want to be making. Meanwhile, Zayat's gonna get on top of the coddle, take down his sentry ward. Wish is coming over. Oh. Does manage to get the Avatos off at the same time before he gets stunned up by Zayats, which is quite nice, but unfortunately Zayats just gets off the Vendetta, knowing there's no vision there because he just took it down. He can scuttle away to safety. Unless he kills a courier. Oh, this is risky. What an annoying guy. He is going to lose his life for it, but takes down that Ogre Axe for a little bit longer. I'm not sure what that was for the Tiny. I'm guessing BKB. Or maybe Echo Saber. Probably more likely Echo Saber.
Echo Saber, yeah. You're feeling pretty confident in this game right now. You really just want more damage output. That's a brave roar.
Yeah. Once again, Skylark making us wonder where the line is between bravery and the other thing. Yeah, making plays that deep, it always comes with a risk. If it pays off, then it's huge. You get control of the enemy triangle, and you can just be like, hey, team, come over here. We've taken over their map. But if it doesn't pay off, then it doesn't look too hot.
And he was in the right place, in my opinion. Right now, both of those wards in the enemy triangle have actually timed out. Zayats has also successfully given the Radiant Vision into the dire triangle, and the vision of Brame is kind of timing out. They didn't really get any down with that previous movement either, except behind the tier 1 tower. And you can see the gold differential here. Hopping over towards 3k. They were at 5k before. Ursa just got his Battle Fury. They're letting go of the tempo right now, and it's not going to turn out well for them if they keep on doing this.
Yep, yeah. You have to make plays. The problem is, like, they want to play into the enemy triangle, and as you saw, like, Skylark just dying there just stops them doing that for another few minutes. And the Radiant, they're just happy to play at bottom. They're happy to just kind of play around Brame, not really meet them. Roshan has to be threatened by Brame here if they want to keep this tempo going.
I mean, you say that Skylark dying there stops the tempo. I'm saying that his team not backing Skylark up there stops the tempo.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of results from Zayat's actions in their own triangle, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, swings and roundabouts, I guess. Dodo is a very simple yet very complicated
always
game.
The question. But yeah, Aghanim's up on the bristleback right now. This is a big power spike. I don't think that Brame is going to sit back any longer.
No, this is what they're waiting for. This was the timing they were looking for. And they're immediately into Roche, whilst getting a kill onto Zayat as well. So that annoying little bug ain't going to be bugging no one for a little while. HellRaisers, they're going to try and make a trade for this one. It's a pretty underwhelming trade, but Swarm, I love this pickup from him, actually. Young G is trying to play... He's trying to match the focus of the tempo of Brame as best he can. It's really difficult because, obviously, Brame are like... You know, all of their heroes just lean into this strategy so well. But he's just going to try and be that thorn in the side, try and be that kind of annoying stats hero to just be on the front lines and not be killed off whilst doing so. You know, it's a big task that he has to fill here. But not going for the Orchid is a great idea in terms of trying to make that happen for his team. So I like this a lot. It's just probably not looking like enough right now. I guess what it does limit is their playmaking potential, the ability to just jump on someone and silence them and kill them off. But I guess that doesn't really matter so much when Brame are just always playing as 5.
Yeah, and the real problem is right now that you're not going to be able to do anything against this bristleback. Jump in.
Dear. Lil's about to be thrown into the blender, although he does get off the silence in time. 2 men link together. And no one's really here to make use of that, though, unfortunately. They're still just leaving heroes off map. Resolution running away with the creep wave very nicely. This is the second creep wave, actually, he's done this to. And Wish knows he has to come back and deal with this one, but he has got the Avatos out onto Resolution. Resolution, unfortunately, he's in some trouble. And the toss will finish the job.
Showman just stole the Devour. He is going to be happy as a clam with that.
Oh, yeah. Got some money. Money, 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 money. And now, they could do the same thing in mid. I mean, they still got a creep wave in mid. Yeah, they held them back a little bit. Yeah, they saved their high ground a bit with that play on Resolution. But, unfortunately, they're just going to keep on going on Brame. Although I say that, they're actually not. They're smoking into the enemy jungle. They want to see if they can find themselves an Ursa.
Get some vision maybe. And Kuman has been farming up a storm with his Battle Fury now.
Yeah, not coming to the fights, not coming to the defense, doing what he needs to do, staying on the map. And Resolution also buying the space for him to do that. Young G as well. I mean, this is really nice. Oh, never mind. I thought it was actually going to zip away there, but with the nighttime vision. Yeah, he's going to zip away there. Really nice.
And Brame now running into the problem that a lot of these tempo lineups have, that especially with the Broly boys, right? You can definitely win the lanes, you can definitely snowball the first couple of towers, but then after that, the time that it takes you to actually take down these towers with these melee heroes that are more used to hitting heroes, the enemy is going to start to get to come back because you're spending so much time on the map. This Bristleback showing off where he is right now. This time it's a bluff though. They're looking for Kuman on bot. Or are they?
In some trouble. They've got the
looking for them.
Yep, immediately Blink on top of him, and Skylar just gets completely rinsed down at the bottom lane. Am I, like, why are they just not going high ground on the side of Brame? What's stopping them from just kind of taking, you know, moving as 5, taking objectives, taking all the towers on the map?
They're getting distracted. They came back for their bottom tower too often. It takes a long time for them to take down these objectives that they don't feel comfortable letting go of their own towers and trade. But the problem is that right now they're not doing either. They're not farming and they're not pushing. They're getting dragged around the map by HellRaisers. And this is a sign of inexperience against these teams that will just happily sacrifice a couple of heroes, like for example Rezo did earlier. Like, he was, I want to say, doomed there, but obviously he's also always going to attract a couple of heroes' attention. If you bring them back, then his 2 other cores are going to be farming in the meantime.
Yep. And it all is a kind of whack-a-mole game right now. One problem arises, they run over to deal with it. Another problem arises, and they run over to deal with that. But they just can't whack the moles as quickly as they're coming up. Brame, I don't know. Yep. There's got to be some discussion here about what it actually is they need to do here, because they know they're ahead, but it's only 1k, and this is about to be them not being ahead if they continue playing like this.
At the very least, the fact that this bottom tower was still down allowed Brame for a lot of plays, allowed HellRaisers for a lot of plays into the enemy triangle. Taking that down is a good first step, but already HellRaisers on the map are moving towards the top tower, so they can see focus on the bottom.
Yeah, Brame, well, they're going to be seen here. They're going to this Tiny, maybe in some trouble. They've got the Glimmer Capes, try and keep him alive. Is it going to be enough, though? Looks like it is. Wish will survive for now, and Focus getting off a ton of damage onto these supports who are just in too deep. They'll get the Storm out of there, but Kuman, unfortunately, not looking so lucky. They've got the axes to get the vision, cut through the trees, get on top of him, and the Ursa will fall. HellRaisers not quick enough on their movements there, and unfortunately getting baited into a team fight which they didn't want to take, and Brame will take full advantage of that. And now that one small slip up from HellRaisers, that one small mistake, and Brame immediately pouncing on the opportunity to run at this high ground.
This was the thing that Brame really needed. Tiny's such a bad target, especially on the towers. So much HP, you're trying to put mostly physical damage into him, and he's just not going to die to that.
Nope. However, Brame will have to back out for now as all of their creeps die. The Ursa's coming back soon, but this Aegis also running out. I imagine they had that timed and they were like, yeah, we don't really want to get caught out like that. Doom's up in very shortly, so they feel confident to control the map.
I think one of the other problems that Brame have had throughout this is that apart from the very start when they were really playing up as a group, their vision game just hasn't quite been there. Part of that is definitely due to Zayat messing with their vision all the time. Maybe they're relying on the Beastmaster a little bit too often as well. But right now they don't really have any vision into the enemy side of the map, which is where they should be playing. Of course, HellRaisers don't either, but they are still on the losing side here. It's not up to them
You
to
know,
finish this game fast.
I'm actually gonna say that last team fight, you know the one where HellRaisers lost like 3 heroes? That was good for HellRaisers. They took a fight without Doom. It was right up at the Dire tier 1. And yeah, they lose a bunch of heroes for it. They don't lose their Storm. They don't lose their Doom. And now they can... Like, they don't lose anything for it. No objectives. Aegis is now gone. I think it's not that bad. Like, they're just kind of dragging this game out again and again and again. That's what it's all about. And currently...
And you can really see them giving the farm priority to this Doom as well. Right now, Resolution is not even close to any of these skirmishes. He's in the bottom side of the map. He was into the enemy triangle previously. And he is building an Aghanim Scepter. He is finishing an Aghanim Scepter. So this is going to break the bristleback, literally, once he applies it. And that is where HellRaisers is going to look to turn the game.
This could be huge. This could be absolutely huge. Brame, hopefully they've had tracks on this Doom, made sure they know what he's building, when he's going for it, although Kuman could be in some trouble here. He needs help, and he needs it now. Focus getting on top of him, stacking up that goo. Those goos slowing him right down. Kuman pops the ultimate, but getting slowed down immediately. A whip comes out from Skylark as well. Where is the help? Well, it is coming. Resolution come around the back, and they're going to try and go for this. The Doom comes out onto the Bristle. He is broken. Now, where is the team? There comes Young G, controlling him up, and the Bristleback is down. They've killed the raid boss, and now they'll turn around and try and deal with Wish as well. He does have an illusion rune, but it's not going to help him out much, as Wish shall fall as well. HellRaisers bringing themselves back into this game with this huge play in the bottom lane. Yes, their Ursa does die, but they bring down 2 big calls on the side of Brame, the first convincing fight they've had of the game so far.
And Resolution has Viciate. Look, he just bought that Aghanim Scepter. Look at how much money this man has. That's illegal.
That's Doom, folks. That's Doom. The real carry of the game. This was completely caught off guard. The Bristleback just pinging saying, guys, he's got an Aghanims, help me. But there is no help. There is nothing anymore. You dumped everything on the Ursa, and now you pay the price.
Wish here as well. If you weren't up against a Nyx Assassin, that would be a great go on the backline, but instead he just gets disrupted out of it by the Spiked Carapace, and then by the time he's actually out of the stun, his Bristleback is dead. The enemy turns. And you know the thing you were saying about the 30 minutes? I should have immediately went up to there and said 25 minutes, because
I believe I said 27 minutes. So, close, but yeah, no, if you'd have one up me, you'd have probably been right, because I don't think there's... I think Brame are in a really tough position now. They've lost their momentum, they didn't do enough with their Aegis, they didn't play quickly enough, they didn't focus on objectives, they tried to get kills and run around the map, trying to force HellRaisers to get back into their base. The HellRaisers didn't want to do that, they wanted to play on map. They were able to do that for long enough that now the game's looking very, very HellRaisers favoured, I would say.
It is, yes. HellRaisers, once again, it's annoying how they always manage to squeeze themselves through these first minutes of the game, whether those be the first 10 or the first 20.
Yep. You know, it's funny, I was saying how Resolution's such a team player in the last game. He has played so selfishly this game. He's played so selfishly, soaking up farm, forcing his Ursa to farm in dangerous positions because he wants the easier creeps. But, I mean, it's all for the greater good.
I think the Ursa wants him to get the easier creeps too.
Exactly right.
This is still team play.
Exactly right.
Because this is a decision that has been made by the team, and not that, like, if you think that Rezo was the one who said, yep, I'm carrying this one now, then...
You're a big dum-dum. Sorry, you can say it. I've heard worse. Well, what's...
Back to the drawing board for Brame, yeah. They do have another source of initiation on the Tiny now with the Shadow Blade. There is a little bit of
Shadow.
scaling left for this bristleback, I believe. Going into the BKB next.
I don't like this Shadow Blade thing at all, honestly. Like, and now they're actually just going once again onto the Bristleback. Is there any help? There is nothing to save him, although they have stolen Doom at the very least. That's something, and they've got it off onto the Storm as they buy back on the Bristle. They're going to try and take this fight, and they might well make it work. They bring down the Doom Storm and take out Lil. Huge steal from Stallman here as they keep them in the game and give them this Roshan. Wow, what a turnaround from Brame.
Absolutely. And they gotta take Rax with this Aegis now.
Yes, yes.
Especially now that the Doom is down.
They've been given a very, very big gift by HellRaisers here. A very, very big gift from Resolution, in fact. They get the buyback out of the Bristle, but that's about it. They lose off on the Roshan, they lose their Storm, and now Brame, they are barreling down the middle lane.
Bristleback has picked up the hairball as well.
Oh, the shard from the Roche. Very nice.
Does one pick up a hairball? Does one... I suppose he cuffed it up. Wonder who he's been licking to get a hairball. He doesn't have any hair.
Bristleback's fluffy, isn't he? He's got spiky backs, but he's got
He's fluffy in the front.
fluffy tummy. Yeah, he's been licking his tummy.
Yes.
My cat does that all the time. He loves licking his tummy. He stands there like a human on his 2 feet and licks his tummy. It's very funny. Anyway, that guy just died. Zayat's dead.
Yeah. We'll ask Focus to do that next time the game is paused. Can you like stand up like a human?
Resolution. Just go for a tier 1 tower. Why not, mate? You get that tier 1 tower. I believe. Everyone has to have dreams.
You get that attention. Not enough this time as Focus takes down the melee Rex. Brame through the eye of the needle.
Yep. Now go team. Stand behind your Bristol.
I agree with him. He's ping as well. Like, why are you guys moving back?
Yeah, no, for sure.
What's up with this?
Focus has the right idea. I don't know why the Beastmaster's jungling at this point. Go and help your team. There we go. He's here. Hey, buddy. That's it. Take a second lane. This is what we want to see. Young G, just please stop hitting my barracks electric vortex. Wish jumps in, tosses back a creep. Probably not what he wanted to do. Storm in once again. Focus is getting low, but they got the Doom out onto the Tiny. It's a big target. It's not the target they wanted to get, but the Doom's stolen again by Stoneman, and this time dropped onto the earth, so you can't stop this guy. However, this fight might not be over yet, as Resolution has a BKB standing on top of the Bristle. They're going to take him down for the first time. This Tiny is coming out of that Doom. He's seeing the light of day, and a buyback from the Ursa. It's going to cause Brame to think twice about this one, but they've done a lot of damage already with this Aegis. I think they feel okay about backing out this time.
Oh, definitely. They've taken out a large chunk of HellRaisers' base. They got most of the important buybacks out. The fact that Resolution needs to buybacks out just to get rid of an Aegis is pretty damn huge. Brame putting their foot back on the pedal just in time. Stomanen?
What are you up to, you sneaky, sneaky guy? He's still chilling there.
Yeah.
What's he planning? He's just gonna wait for Doom to
good.
fall off cooldown and then catch whoever comes to the lane. That is a patient man, I'd say. Let's see. HellRaisers, they find themselves. Alright, it's a cuddle. Spawn's just like, yeah, alright.
They might find more here. Bristleback's near. Do they want to?
I mean, they want to. They're forcing this right now. I mean, there's no Doom. I guess why not? Focus on the BKB, controlling up these heroes. Looking for Zayats, brings him down. A draw of the backlines brings down Lil as well. But the Storm, he's controlling up Skylark very nicely, and that's going to get them their kill of the fight. And meanwhile, Focus, he does have that Lotus Orb to purge himself off of any debuffs. Meanwhile, the Tiny just staying back, allowing Focus just tank everything up right now, forcing the BKB out of Resolution to keep himself alive from all of this stuff just coming out of the Bristle, but the Bristle is now out of mana. Meanwhile, the top lane actually pushes in. That's from the Rubik and is forcing out earlier. Meanwhile, Focus finishes off Zayats at last. He does go down again. A dieback from the Nyx Assassin. And still a cheese available on the Bristle, by the way. So even if they did get him low, they have no Doom. They have no way to really, truly finish him off. And Focus knows that. I mean, a great read. Again, Focus just kind of being the decision-making player, I feel like. on the side of Brame. I mean, maybe it's someone else calling the shots, but I think he just knows his hero very well and is just saying like, yeah, it's time to go in. It's fine.
He keeps on moving on forward, and his team just follows up on him perfectly. And this Ursa, you can see it by HellRaisers plays that they're kiting this bristleback now. They did not want to use the Doom, so they're shuffling around him, but he already has AoE abilities. Like here, would really rather not break the Aegis yet, but they are left with pretty much no choice.
Very interesting. I mean, this is the fight from earlier on as well. It's the Doom steal, second Doom steal of the game. So, I mean, they didn't stick to my my rules. You know, there is a outer tower still remaining at 27 minutes. So, Brame, there you are, doing pretty well with that Roshan fight going so horrendously wrong for HellRaisers. The Rubik Doom steal really making a huge difference in this game.
It's game changing, absolutely. Especially the fact that after that, there's not a real way that HellRaisers can hold on to their racks.
Yeah. Now we go in. I mean, Lil, they try to blow him up before he gets off that ultimate. Does still manage to drop it onto two heroes. And the Doom again, still there from Stormanen. So he's going to be able to drop it down onto the Storm. He doesn't have another choice but to die. Kuman jumping onto Wish. Can he take down the Tiny? That is a question. Not when he's slowed up by these viscous nasal goos. But there, the Doom comes out onto the Bristle. But Bristle, he's already got the Warpath stack, so he's going to fly himself out of this one.
Rizzo's on his own.
Ah, he's gone. Rezo's, he's taken a step too deep. His team are just coming in to try and back him out now, and they're pinging out the Bristleback. They're saying, guys, he's here. But guess what? He's out of the Doom. He's got the cheese and turning it around. There is no way you're killing off this little hedgehog. The GG, well played. The leave from Lil, nonetheless. He taps out of this game without a GG. My goodness me. That's going to be it for game number 1, and Brame are the ones who take it behind this absolute madman of a Bristleback. Focus. What a game from him.
Absolutely, yeah. And let's make this very clear here. Brame were in a very bad position in this game. They'd honestly let their opportunity to win it go. But then HellRaisers comes in for that Roche fight. Stormanen steals the Doom. And once you're 2 racks down, yeah, that's a difference that you can't easily play your way out of anymore. Not even if you think that you have the better,
like,
quote,
the hero. I mean, I'll see Skyrath do underwhelmingly in 4 of those games, and in the 5th game, you know, he'll take over a bit, but I just really haven't been convinced by the hero recently, honestly. But I'm happy if they can convince me I'm wrong about that. But I think Skyrath's just not in a good place. But let's see what Stormanen can do. You know, he's been a pretty magical forward position. I think everyone's been watching him recently and seeing him play some really nice Dota, especially in that Alliance series. I think everyone was saying, "What? Who is this guy?" My guy can kick off, so let's see if we can make it work.
Yeah, the experience I have with Skybirth recently is actually Chu picking it up twice for Extremum in their win over Unique. I believe it was. No, not Unique. Anyway, they picked it up twice, and he had 2 absolutely amazing games twice. It's just at some point he ran out of damage in game 2. But that was definitely the kind of games where they could keep on chasing for kills, where Skyrath Mage, of course, thrives.
Indeed, he does. That is his place to be. I mean, it also forces out the Doom and the Enigma to build BKBs, which is really important as well. You know, you always do anyway against Invoker, but it's just that extra layer of, like, you're not getting away with it this game around. And I think we're probably going to see a lot of all chat coming out of Brame, because Lil did do a little bit of a rage quit in the last game, so they're going to be looking to capitalize upon that, all about the psychological damage, and see if they can squeeze a little bit out of that one. Meanwhile, where is this creep? What is this block from Resolution?
This is some next level stuff. Folks, you're like, excuse me? This is...
Did he?
I was promised an equilibrium here.
Yep. Well, not when you're playing against Enigma, unfortunately. And it looks like the Enigma took a creep from bottom, and then immediately it's come to top, to jungle. So, jungle Enigma it is, alrighty. A couple of the teams been messing around with this. And Zayat is well on board the jungle train. So greedy.
Extremely greedy. I mean, the fact that you don't get to create more Eidolons all that often anymore is a pretty big problem for playing it in a support position. Your role was really to just be an old school Lich and drag that wave back. Now you really don't get to do that anymore, so what is your utility? Not much. To
Not
the
much.
jungle he goes.
But it's some pretty efficient jungling so far. He's managed to take a medium creep and a large camp already, which is quite impressive. And I'm guessing he's going to try and make the double stack happen here. Let's see if he can do that. Meanwhile, over in the top lane, we've got ourselves Kuman and Lil versus Skylark and Stominan. Stominan on this Skywrath, just laying down the harass, being super annoying. He is going to bully this Grimstroke under the tower and constantly force him to be regretting life. The most annoying thing about playing against Skywrath is that you pretty much have to buy raindrops against him at a certain point. And he just takes it off with every Q, but you don't get a choice because it's either that or your health goes. Meanwhile, Skylark could be in some trouble here, but the Grimstroke tries to back away to stop the Inkswell connecting, and that means that, well, the Inkswell doesn't connect.
Of course, they don't necessarily need kills in this top lane in order for Kuman to have a good lane. This is a Troll Warlord. He is most likely going to sit at the top of the CS board no matter what.
Absolutely. Get up there, stay up there, and find a little heart out. And the great thing about being a Wraith King as well is that whilst, yes, you don't obviously want your creeps to be denied, that's not even happening anymore. The Enigma's gone to the jungle, so it's actually just going to be a straight up trade lane. And then you could just push out the wave, you can go to the hard camp really early on and just spawn your skeletons and eat it. Spartan, meanwhile, he's actually found Zayats in the jungle and says, yeah, nah, we're not letting that happen. And he's going to get, both the young Eidolons as well.
I love his voice lines.
It's pretty sick. He's even going to try and take the stack as well.
Yeah,
Spartan has become the jungler. What a twist.
Zayats is not going to be happy about this, yeah. So Spartan blocked that camp actually as well, so now he's going to take it and leave it empty.
What a boss. What a Chad move, actually. Spartan, man. Young G's got to be a little bit careful as well. There's a call coming in behind the tower. Young G might find himself getting blasted. Luckily moves in the right direction, but a little bit too close for comfort there. Spartan, if he'd read it right, he'd have known that he was going for the bounty rune. But a little bit tricky to get between those towers and get to that bounty rune anyway, so... Oh, Zayats, he's a sad, sad boy.
Yeah, he looks kind of lost right now.
Poor lost child. Just go deny some creeps at bottom, buddy.
So Spartan's slightly late to block that camp at least.
Or he's letting him stack it so that he can get more farm from his Luminates.
It might well be the truth. I think he's going to start channeling another one here very soon. No, he's just checking it. There we go, channel. Blast. Yep.
Yoink! Oh my god, that was a lot of creeps. That was a lot of blue I just saw pop up on my screen. Your resolution and focus, having a little bit of fun, although fun is a little bit dangerous when you're this low on HP. These skeletons still chopping away at Rezo. Not having a good time.
Fun is relative.
Indeed. He does have a very fine resolution though, so should be relatively safe. Also doesn't want to get straight up critted by focus.
Yeah, he does not win the passive regen war here.
Lil with a nice Inkswell. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive, though? Doesn't look like it. Skylark, though, struggling to connect with a double edge. They will kill his courier in the meantime, though, and now they're going to kill the man himself. And that's actually a first blood at 5 minutes as Lil goes down in the trees. Run, Focus, run. Resolution trying to close the gap, but Focus has a phase boost to get himself away. Nice job.
Resolution. Is he going to get his clarity cancelled immediately here?
Looks like
Maybe not. That is the Kotal coming to the bottom lane, so at the very least Zayats is going to get to retreat into the triangle here, while Skylark getting run down by a creep.
Stomp the creep. Feels bad, but has to be done. Will it be enough to save his life? That's a question, and the answer is looking like it's probably no, especially with that root coming through. They'll be able to take down the Centaur Warrenner. And look at the last hits. It is so close.
It is, yeah, I was about to say the same thing. All things considered, this game is extremely close, and unfortunately for Brame that favors HellRaisers, because again, they're running a jungler right now. They're not supposed to get away with this. Resolution is not supposed to get to do this. He's level 6 already.
Yeah, but since Spartan's left, you know, he's been unable to pressure this Enigma anymore, so Enigma's catching up on CS as well. It's very much concerning, but Spartan just trying to force Resolution back, bully him. I think it was a good decision to leave the Wraith King and the Doom in a 1v1. I just kind of wish maybe Skarath had found other things to do other than bully this Enigma, but I mean, it was certainly worth it. You made Zayat's very sad from the start of this game.
That's the better choice. The Doom will get his farm eventually anyway.
So
now focus actually going in.
Yep, stunning up Resolution here. Heavenly Bind out onto Resolution as well, so he has taken some serious damage. And then, hello, Stoneman coming in from the back.
He'd been hanging around that triangle, sniped a rune earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's now coming back over towards mid, where he's also been bothering Young G. In general, I really like how much freedom these supports of Brame give themselves to move. He said, alright, you figure it out in your lane. You've got a pretty good condition here. We're needed elsewhere.
Yeah, they're playing the map quite nicely. And look at the net worth. It's an interesting one. Obviously, stun out onto the Doom. Doom does have level 6, so that's something to be worried about. But now with the EMP coming down, he's not going to have mana to drop that Doom onto anybody.
The creeps are also, well, they were dead for now. Focus probably going in again.
Midas queued up for Focus as well. What do you think about this?
I mean, you're just narrowing your window as opposed to delaying it. Like, with an attack speed item like a Midas, Midas Radiance is still 2 fighting items for a Wraith King, not 2 farming items. So, one of the few heroes in which I'll say, yeah, sure, just go ahead and do that, together with, like, Ursa Battle Fury, you know? This was gonna happen, Wish.
Hello. Lil's the one that goes down, but Wish still in trouble as Young G closes the gap onto him. Wish trying to get his way out of this one, juking through the trees as best he can, but I don't think there's a way out for this Invoker, as he will eventually burn down to this strike from the Ember, and he's going to get himself a double, as the Skyroth will also fall. Resolution surviving through it as well. Spartan. Oh, those jukes! Those jukes! Very nicely done from the Kotl. He's going to get his way into the trees. No TP, but he can push out this wave from here, so I don't even think he cares that much.
Yeah. Will the horse say nay again? Please give him the line.
He just gave it a little he. He didn't want to give away to the Invoker what he'd done, so...
What a guy.
I mean, the fight itself, not great for the side of Brame, has to be said. They get a kill onto Grimstroke and then end up losing 2 heroes, but Spartan's little Duke here was just absolutely... mwah. Chef's kiss from me.
You'll love to see it. Resolution really ends up having to tank a lot there, but luckily just about, yeah. He's very carefully stutter stepping.
One's all you need. And that he was for you, viewer. The enemies couldn't see that. That was for you.
At the very least, Skylark has been left alone.
Tis true. And the very
Silence?
least, this Ember is dead. Oh, it's not long enough, but will he get away afterwards? Oh, how did he dodge that? What? He's still got the Flame Guard up. Just couldn't see it through the Solar Bind, so he actually lives. He actually bloody lives. Wow.
We've been declaring a lot of things illegal.
Ooh.
I really think somebody should call the police, because the amount of law breaking that's going on here is pretty ridiculous. So, does he actually have it?
Yeah, that's
yeah. He flame guards immediately.
And it just goes off. He takes a little bit of damage from that arcane bolt as the flame guard finishes, but as it gets burnt out. But now Focus trying to kill Rezo. Brame must be getting frustrated at this point. There's been so many high value kills which just slipped through their fingers, and now Young G kills off Skyrath up in the top lane. I mean, this is an emotional battering they're getting on the side of Brame. Wish now looking for a play onto the Enigma. Enigma does have the black hole, but now doesn't have the mana for it thanks to that EMP, but they can't follow through with the kill right now.
And Kotl's Illuminate unfortunately falling short. They're going to get kicked out of this triangle pretty soon. Young G has arrived to the scene.
Yes. My Ember says nay, and so do I, as they force him out of the triangle. And Brame, I mean, a little bit greedy for them to be there anyway. It's a pretty dangerous part of the map, but they knew they'd be okay.
No division, they didn't break top yet, and they do want to play up.
Lil, you're getting low. Getting low. Oh, the one more right click. Okay, finally they get one of these kills. I mean, it's not a particularly high value kill, but they'll get it regardless. Lil falls. And now the pressure comes down onto the middle tier 1, but Resolution, he's coming in from the side, and he does have himself a Doom, and Skylark, well, he might be the recipient of the Doom here. Let's see.
Is he getting used at this point?
Well, there goes the Stampede, and they're out of there. See you later. And Brady
Was
pushing
that a cancelled
forwards
black
now.
hole?
Well, considering he's got no mana left and his spell's on cooldown, I would say yes. Meanwhile,
Yeah, that sure was.
Wait, what? He caught him with that? Jesus Christ. Okay, well, sure. I guess that makes up for the earlier one. That did not look like it hit him at all. I'm requesting a replay. Oh, there we go. These guys, they're on it. I mean, maybe my eyes are just broken. Oh, no. Oh, dearie me. Spartan spotted it. So, let's see. Young G, super duper low hit, turns around for the sleight of fit. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's past him, but sure, whatever. It kills him. I guess the horse's tail from the Illuminate horses like slapped him in the face and killed him. It's a
Resolution did not care.
Yeah,
Will not be forced to care.
Oh, well, there's a big Doom, though, coming out on the Invoker, and I don't think he's surviving this one. He's got 4 heroes running straight at him. And Stroke of Fate, this Strike
Now
comes
focus,
out.
he is the only one in front here. HellRaisers brought 5 heroes. Normally they don't do that.
Reincarnation is here. He silence up onto Skylark. Skylark, though, he doesn't actually have an ultimate, so there's no way to really help out here, unfortunately. Without a blink on the Centaur, he's got to get away. And Lil already looking for more. They've taken down the carry. They want to get these supports, these tasty little boys. And in they go with the chains. Spartan with Blinding Light, buying him a little bit of time. The Stampede comes out, but it's not enough to keep him alive. Skylark, he might have even put himself in a bit of danger with this spell as well. Looks like he'll be okay. Kuman, he's more interested in the towers. And this troll, who's not really been the center point of this game, he's been quietly farming in the top lane. But he's nearly got himself a Battle Fury.
He is ready to take the farm war to this Wraith King. And that spells bad news for Brame, who are already kind of slowing down. At the very least, there's a Blink Dagger over on this center now.
Yeah.
He is pretty fat, and he's going to have to make the next couple of moves. Specifically catching out targets like Young G, who deal so much damage if they get left alive in these fights.
Absolutely. You gotta deal with this Ember somehow, and they don't really have that many options. I mean, it's all about catching him in a tornado, trying to get off the Blink Stomp to follow up, and with the EMP, might be enough, but it's really hard to pull off. Like, then they don't have any easy setups on the side of Brame, unfortunately.
It's just all the tornado, basically. Possibly Skywrath's flow, but HellRaisers heroes definitely have to be out of position first already.
Yep. If the Skywrath is close enough to drop the Ancient Seal on the Ember, then the Ember's close enough to strike and chains him, so slight and chains him. Meanwhile, Battle Fury finished up now on the Troll Warlord. He's going to be farming up a Storm.
Is HellRaisers doing it again already? Like, are they really getting away with this laning stage? I'm kind of suspecting that they are. This is a full Solar Crest over on Zayat, who's going to go into a Blink Dagger next. They're establishing their vision into the Radiant jungle right now. Brame doesn't really have the same going over into the Dire jungle at all. They've been playing up mostly on the bottom side of the map. At the very least, they're smoked. They're going to find a lot of heroes.
Yeah, Spartan, not sure you want to be this far on the front line, my dude. He's going to get caught out a little bit, but they immediately shift their focus towards the Invoker. They want to take down the big dog, and they will do exactly that. Invoker gets taken out, and a Sleight of Fist will deal with Spartan at the same time as well. 2 heroes dead on the side of Brame. Brame will just back off under their tier 2 tower for the time being.
They have to relinquish control of their jungle, which means that Kuman is now going to be on their bot tower, and presumably Rezo and Young G are going to be on their mid.
Yeah, this middle tower is very important for them right now. Opens up the map. Opens up Roshan.
And you've got pretty decent pushing power with an Enigma sitting behind you. Which is,
Yeah, I mean...
You might want to invest in a pipe, though.
Boom goes the tower. Unable to get the tornado off and the deny in time for Wish, so all the money going to the Dire into their pockets. They are loaded. Yeah, and this is the point where HellRaisers draft is just going to farm the map. They're going to get a lot more out of this. They need to make some plays, and this is a good one.
Jump.
This is a really good jump. Utilizing their wards, utilizing that Blink Dagger on Skylark, and the silence to follow up with a Mystic Flare. That is
It's a fresh ward, though. They gotta def it unless they want to lose it. Lil's already looking for it.
Yeah, they're here, though. Brame's in the neighborhood.
Lil now knows where it is.
Yeah, that's true. Sending his courier up there. They could only be spotted by a high ground
It's
ward.
out of range.
Looks
The
like
problem is that Wish gave it away by killing Lil's courier.
yeah.
But Lil will still have to buy a second sentry for it. Let's see if he wants to.
"17 minutes into this game currently. And things are looking... I mean, pretty even, honestly. Like, HellRaisers, I would say, have a small advantage because they've got this latest game lineup and they're farming very well in all areas of the map. And they're pushing a tier 2 even right now. But, Brame, they're not out of the game yet by any stretch of the imagination. Their Wraith King's farming really, really well. They have a Centaur and a... and they've just found themselves another kill. Why not? Sunstrike comes in, not even required. They'll be able to bring down Lil. You are not getting our ward, sir.
Yep. And this is something that I think they did very well in the previous game as well when they were really on the ball. Their vision game was excellent. Right now, HellRaisers can't really move out of their base without showing exactly where they are.
Let's see. They'll send the Cuddle Blast across and they'll see that Resolution's in the neighborhood. BKB nearly available on the Troll. Add to that the fact they've got a Black Hole, they've got a Doom. Brame, I don't know if they want to take a fight right now. It's a tough question. The BKB Doom. Doom up, Black Hole up. But no BKB on the Ember or on the Troll. It looks like they'll just stick around and take the tower. And it's actually HellRaisers that decide not to defend that tier 2 tower. They already got the tier 2 at bottom, so they're happy to just back off and let Brame do their thing.
They should be getting a couple of D wards out, although most of Brame's wards are actually in pretty uncomfortable positions to sentry up.
Talking about being in an uncomfortable position, Spartan, he doesn't want to be here anymore. And he won't be, thankfully, because he's dead.
A very easy solution there. Both parties can agree.
Yep. Meanwhile, Focus, he's, Oh, he didn't actually go for the Midas. He went for the Armlet, and now he's going in towards Radiance. So a more fighting Focus build. Okay.
Yep, and we did see him involved a couple of times earlier as well.
Right. I've been,
Blink Dagger straight
looking at
after,
other
making the most out of that window. Wish has got on the bottom side of the map. He is getting himself a Midas.
Okay.
We're settling in for the long game, boys.
Guess so. Strap in, folks.
I just think that with the heroes that HellRaisers have right here, at some point the backlines of Brame are just going to start dying to this Ember Spirit in particular. This Doom is going to be marching at the front lines and keeping them occupied. Like, it's... This is not the style, at the very least, that we wanted to see Brame play.
I mean, it was always an option for them. If their lanes didn't go fantastically, if they weren't able to keep this jungle Enigma under control, then it's always something. Oh, they're actually jumping onto the Doom here. They're going to be able to take him down before he can get up the Doom. That's a big, big deal. But now they grab them both out with the Grimstroke ultimate. But it doesn't really matter. They'll just stampede away. No worries at all. Great little pick. Great little play there from Brame. And they might be able to make something more happen from this one. And cute little Tornado going to catch out Kuman. Kuman dropping to below half HP just from the Invoker. Really nicely done. But Brame, they're smoked up. They're looking to see if they can catch anyone off guard. Is anyone greedy enough to come forwards. Hi, Zayat.
Zayat.
How's it going, buddy? Get stomped up, get sunstruck down, but he is still alive, but he's sunsed up, so he can't black hole for now, and he is going to pop, but Skylark will die at the same time. And as will Focus, but he's coming back to life with his reincarnation now, jumping forwards on to this troll who has walked into a fight, disarmed and killed off. Beautiful plays once again from Brame. Yes, they lose their centaur, but they'll be more than happy with that. But the Ember is a threat, which they have to respect. So they will back away now.
One life down in Wraith King as well, but yeah, the fact that Kuman has a BKB doesn't save him from the second life of the Wraith King. It's just too long of a duration. The rest of his team gets to back up, and they really need either Zayat or Rezo to deal with at least one of the lives of this Wraith King, but both of them are unavailable for this fight. Zayat is made unavailable, forcibly so.
I feel a little bad for the guy. He was like, maybe I can get a black hole if I... Oh, I'm dead.
If I really believe in myself.
Yeah, like, I think if he made it to the tree line, he could have got something out of that fight, but unfortunately he gets caught out on his way crossing the road and then hit by a 10-ton truck.
You hate to see it.
Yep. Brame, you know, it's an awkward one for them. They have to take the opportunities when they're given to them. They can't let themselves be baited in too much because there's always the threat of the black hole, there's always the threat of the doom, and you can't let that one go. And now this DD picked up by the troll. Yeah, you are not fighting this one, but actually, and they go Resolution, going to drop the doom down on to the centaur. They don't quite get off the double doom, but it's not really going to matter as these two heroes aren't going anywhere, and they are both going to get killed off by the side of HellRaisers. And guess what? There's a Roche Champ sitting and waiting for HellRaisers immediately afterwards. They didn't lose any HP for this fight, so it's easy for them to go into Roche now and try and take it down. Will they have anything to say about this on the side of Brame? They aren't gathering on the high ground. They have brought back on their centaur, but it's going down so quickly. It's a troll, it's a doom. They're doing the work. The BKB even coming up from Kuman as well. He wants to take down this Roche. Roche will bash him. Will it matter? Sunstrike coming in. Can they jump in for the seal? No, they cannot, because guess who's here? It is the Ember, but he is going to get dropped pretty damn quickly. And Focus, he wants to keep on pushing for more. Can he catch himself a target? There's no BKB on two of their heroes now. It could be a really good catch if they can close that gap, but that's looking easier said than done, though. In comes a concussive shot onto Lil. Focus comes in, dodges out the stun and throws out his own, and now Lil will die as well. So despite grabbing the Aegis on the side of HellRaisers, they are still losing out on this map. And Zayat's even taken a decent amount of damage as well. That's,
he's very dead.
Really deep for him, and they're going to find him. Brame! Who needs an Aegis anyway?
Absolutely none. HellRaisers is already back to their previous shenanigans of immediately pushing out waves. Rezo is on top, but that chase out is really how you get the most out of that.
Yeah, when you realize a fight is lost, you have two options. You run to base or directly away from the enemy to try and survive, or you can run to a lane, a side lane which the enemy aren't going to be at, and just try and push it out as quickly as possible. Almost always the best move for a core to go and do that.
That means that in spite of HellRaiser's seeming victories, they are still very much bound to their cooldowns of the BKBs, of these ultimates, and they lose another fight when those are down. Brame not ready to let this one go without a fight.
"24 minutes in, and this game has been an absolute brawl. 13 and 13 with no real gold advantage on the board for either team. It is a close one. But Kuman rocking that Aegis puts HellRaisers ahead for the time being. But he's actually not being able to keep up with the Wraith King's farm, interestingly. Focus being able to grab a couple of kills in the last engagement. With this Radiance as well, it's just really accelerating him. And he's got more of the map, obviously, as well, because, you know, HellRaisers have 4 heroes which want to be farming at any given point.
Yep. Well, Zayat should really not be touching creeps anymore for a while. He'd really like to have that blink dagger, but the rest of his cores need their items too. The basher over on Kuman is very important.
Yeah.
Is that double blink coming in for Brame's supports right there?
I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen blink hot, although when he's Ignis used to be pretty good at it.
Meanwhile, it was a 4-staff.
Gonna drop. Ah, that makes more sense.
Kuman cleans up the boys, but he gets cleaned up himself if he's not
Oh,
careful.
that is a big double doom. That is a really big double doom. It's time to pop
And I
that
don't think
stampede
so,
and get
though.
yourselves out of there. Though that said, Wraith King, he feels like he's the boss. And he's actually walking into 4 heroes here. He's saying, yeah, do what you want. Zayat's just waiting really far behind,
Dooms
seeing
are
if he can
timing out
find
right
an
now.
opportunity for a black hole. But the dooms are gone, as you say. Young G, popping that BKB, trying to control Skylark. Human as well, taking chunks out of him. They can't come forward, so they don't see Zayat. It's really hard for them to actually commit to this fight on the side of Brame. Even though they're able to outlast the double doom, unfortunately, they just can't commit as long as Zayat isn't showing. You can't take the risk of running in with 2 cores on top of each other.
Yeah, I think you're completely right there. It's the threat of the black hole more than anything that makes HellRaisers end that fight in their own favor. Anything else, you could see the focus was, alright, fine, I'll fight you. These dooms are going to time out. Both of my backliners are out scot-free. By the time you kill me, they will be up again.
And so the game continues on even footing. No advantage for any team, really. I'm a little bit I kind of want to see Brame pushing this now. They are playing into no doom, so it feels like they have a window. Aegis also
Possible?
down, right?
Yes, Age also timed out during that fight. Or got popped, excuse me. The only problem that they have now is that there is a fresh BKB over on Young G. I haven't seen him try to make a move for the supports yet, but now he's going to be free to do so.
Yeah, I believe he popped it in the last fight, but yeah, I mean, they're still super annoying, like Young G being in their faces all the time. Very, very big threat. The thing about BKB is like, even at 6 seconds, you know, it's still more than long enough for you to get a kill and do loads of damage. No one minds
Spartan,
getting
what a
early BKBs
madman.
anymore. Yeah, this is brave, but it's working out. Getting this team some really awesome vision for this fight. They feel like they can fight up to this high ground. If they can dodge out the black hole well enough, or even take him down, that could be a huge deal. Cataclysm coming in. See ya later, Resolution. He is out of the fight. Young G and Kuman coming in from the side, though the cavalry are arriving. Focus. He's out by himself. The rest of the team are nowhere to be seen. It's looking like his first life is just going to absolutely disappear. Zayat's in position for an easy black hole down onto the Wraith King. This one's over. Spartan's trying to get himself away, and the rest of the team from Brame are absolutely nowhere to be seen. They completely bailed on that, huh?
You sure did. Look at how hard this game is for Young G as soon as his BKB is over.
Yeah. Just running away from meteors and all sorts, and dropping down a couple of spells. This is interesting. Skylar, they're going for this play here. They've got another Mystic Flare. It's going to be enough damage. No, he gets off the ultimate in time and now can turn it around. They've got also the Grimstroke ultimate to hold them together. Kuman coming in, doing the damage. Takes down 1, takes down 2. Kuman turns it around just short, about 100 health of finishing him off there. It would have been huge if Brame had managed to do that, but unfortunately, they narrowly miss out on the kill, and now they go back hurt.
That was very close. That would have been an amazing play. I fully support trying to go for that. Very least, Wish gets to live. Push out top lane another day. I'm gonna look at how close this is here.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, stomp in. Oh, man, I'm wondering if the deafening blast maybe just like made Human dodge out a couple of instances off that Mystic Flare damage and helped him survive. I'm not really sure. It's too close to tell. That's a go through it at 0.25 speed to see. But
Yep. And it's really a double Malefice stun there that ends up allowing Kuman to catch up to his targets.
yeah, Malefice, such an underrated ability, but it is so annoying. Does it still have the stun talent? I don't even know. I never play Pinnacle.
He does still, yes. Plus 4 instances on level 25.
Wow, that sounds annoying.
Extremely, but would you really want more than plus 5 Eidolons?
Yeah, I would, because, you know, I'm an idiot.
You would.
I never base my talent choice of anything other than which would be funnier, which has better meme potential. Game on Resolution. On top of Spartan right now. Spartan doing his best. Oh, meanwhile, Focus jumps into the backlines and actually finds himself a kill onto Lil. He's going to fall. Meanwhile, Resolution popping that BKB to finish off the kill. And he is, once again, separated out from his team. And where's the black hole? Hey, buddy, here I am. But the Cataclysm's coming down. Does a decent amount of damage. Will they finish off the Wraith King? Yes, they will. He is gone. Focus not respecting Zayat's black hole at all. Resolution does overextend and get himself killed up. But in overextending, he got himself the Doom onto the Invoker. Invoker being helped up by his teammates, but unfortunately there's just not enough. And Wish, well, he is now undoomed, turns around a tornado, but Kuman, whilst farming a creep wave, turns around and cleaves him out. Meanwhile, Stomanen is doing some serious work in the backlines. He kills off Zayats all by his lonesome, and now gets himself away. Triple kill for Stomanen. I don't know how he does it.
HR simply can't afford to actually focus him down. They have too many other targets. Drop most of their load onto the Wraith King here. Excellent positioning, by the way, from Resolution, who knows that the fight's already over, so he moves forward. He knows he's probably going to die here, but that allows him to slow down the retreat of the rest of Brame. And he gets, of course, that magnificent Doom out onto Wish.
Yeah, it's kind of like a trade, right? He's saying, well, you can jump me, but that means your Wraith King is definitely dead. Or you can run past me, and that means your Invoker is definitely dead. And ultimately, they're both definitely dead anyway, just because of where I'm sitting my fat Doom booty.
Exactly.
Now we sit at the 32-minute mark into the game with a 4k gold advantage for HellRaisers. Feels like a little bit more than that, as they are kind of running away in these fights. But I mean, this is it, right? Like Brame, I want to see them going. Well, in 10 seconds time, Centaur's back up. There is no Doom. There is no black hole. It's time to fight. It's time to strap on those boxing gloves and step into the ring, because the time between these fights is just too long.
Yes, and both teams already know where that next scrap is going to be. It's going to be around the Roche pit.
Yeah, like this could even be good for Brame. The fact that they've dropped all these ultimates before Roshan has spawned, and now they get a chance to fight without them, but they need to be quick. These ultimates aren't going to be down forever. And here we go. They are not taking their time.
And it's still pretty scary to fight the two Young G in the pit. Luckily for them, though, he doesn't have his Aghanim Scepter just yet. So he will be very reliant. Oh, Resolution just goes in.
Dies for a ward here, which is going to get taken out immediately, I'm pretty sure. Meanwhile, Focus, that's his first life, which could be going down, but there's an excellent jump. Oh my goodness. See you later, Troll.
Oh,
he's in the pin. Wow. The Cataclysm timed really nicely there, almost before the before the Centaur jumped. Very much in sync, but now they're coming in. They've got those cooldowns back again. The Doom's available. The Black Hole's there as well. Not again. If he dies here, he's just going to get Black Holed again.
This time, though, they're missing the physical damage output of the Troll. Like, this is scary for Brame, but I wonder if they're going to get a better opportunity.
It's a question you've got to ask yourself, isn't it?
Let us get philosophical with this now. He has to go back in.
Yeah. Me hit Roche.
You, big skeleton man. Hit big Roshan man.
Yes. Big scaly beast. Skylight with a great catch
Let's
to the
go.
backline. Can they bring him down in time? It's question. The answer seems to be no, but Resolution, he's actually taken a step too far. Can he get off the Doom? No, he cannot, but a beautiful black hole comes out onto both the Wraith King and the Centaur, but it is only the Wraith King's first life, and he's not actually down yet. Will eventually tick away to the Midnight Pulse, annoyingly so, but ultimates are down, heroes are dead, buyback from the Doom though. He's looking to try and catch out Wish here. Wish, he's got to sneak away to the backlines. Meanwhile, the rest of the team trying to finish off Roshan, but in comes Young G, trying to find himself a target, but they've got him silenced up, they've got him taken down. Come and take too quick with the silences. Meanwhile, Resolution jumps into the pit, takes down Roshan, but the Aegis belongs to Focus. Triple life Wraith King, baby. Now, well, Resolution, he's just brought back into this one. He can't afford to die here, but guess what? He's Gunster, and now they move across over towards Lil, or maybe even someone else, as they both go running in different direction. They do have the vision down a little bit too late. Lil will escape, but now, were you really TPing back when you... Oh, they got to deal with a wave. My bad. I thought it was TPing Fountain with 3 lives, which I was about to get very accurate about, but yeah, jumping in, dooming the Centaur. Quite questionable here. And then the Black Hole onto the first life of the Wraith King and the Centaur. I mean, it's a Centaur at the end of the day.
is, yeah, but Skylark has been doing so much work for his team. I can see why you just grab the target that is available for you.
Now, Resolution did grab the shard at the very least. I'm not
And
sure about the cheese. It looks like it.
I think he might have. What's very worth mentioning here is something that you can still see around the Roche pit. Look how much Radiant Vision there is there. We saw Spartan dying for that vision earlier and we said, oh, that's going to get dewarded, but it wasn't. So Brame was not just fighting up into a high ground there. They could see most of what was happening the entire time. That was such a big advantage to them.
Yeah, there was a lot of warding and dewarding going on throughout the engagement. It's you can also go back and watch this one just as like heroes turned off and just look at wards instead. And I mean, I was gonna say it would be exciting. It wouldn't, but if you're very nerdy, it would be exciting.
It would be exciting to me.
There you go. Yeah, Brame. I mean, I'll be honest. When I saw these two teams matched up against each other, I'm not sure I was expecting these guys to be able to, like Brame, to be able to get the edge over HellRaisers when it came to just all-out brawling. But they're proven to have much better kind of patience, fortitude reads on these team fights than the side of HellRaisers. Because I would actually say that the team fighting is easier for HellRaisers. They've got Doom, they've got Grimstroke plus Doom, they've got the Black Holes, but they still can't seem to make it work.
I think it's a little bit of a reach problem here. The BKBs simply don't last enough for their cores to fight up against this triple magical damage backline of Brame, and they need to like pump big spells into these very tanky frontliners. Like, you don't want to be dooming a centaur like in the last fight. You don't want to drop it on a Wraith King necessarily either, but you're not going to reach the backliners before you chew through these two first. Especially since Spartan has been doing such a good job assassinating people, jumping in and out of these fights. Oh no. That's not real, guys. He got bamboozled.
Did a bit. Nothing of, oh, there's a cataclysm? Scouting cataclysm, I guess? And they're gone!
They put your base tower. I hear people say sometimes that it doesn't really matter to grab a base tower, but that still means that it's, the wave doesn't actually naturally turn itself at the base anymore. You're going to have to come back and show a hero in order to turn the wave now. And of course, next time they come in, you're not going to have that armor aura from the tower to fight under either.
Yep. And the Fortify as well, another big deal. Zayat, ooh, my cheeky boy. He has positioned himself in a very, very naughty situation, but...
They've had trouble reaching the backlines. Oh, he's holding his breath right now.
He really is. He's clenching that butt. Meanwhile, Resolution gonna get silenced up for the time being. In comes... Oh my goodness! 3-man catch out by Zayat. There's a follow-up there in time. Yes, it is HellRaisers collapsing on the backlines. What a play from this Enigma. Set up beautifully, executed to perfection. And Brame just got to leave.
Stomana blinked out of that one.
Did he actually?
He did!
Yeah,
I
these
can't believe
+4s,
it.
man. These guys are crazy.
This is just absolutely beautiful. Here comes the Ember. Here comes Kuman.
Chop them up good and proper.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's one way to get yourselves back in the game. HellRaisers, they bite back hard.
Yeah, and you bet your bottom dollar that Brame is going to check those trees more thoroughly next time, because they were thinking about it.
Yeah, they were like...
You could see them sort of stepping around there, like, should we, like, should we be in here? Is there maybe somebody in here? Then they make a call to go for the right. It's like, you know what? Sure.
What could he do
Zayas
anyway?
was in there, holding his breath the entire time.
What a catch. What a crazy play. Now the Aegis is gone, not that it really matters. You know, it's funny how I kind of memed in the draft about how 2 lives didn't, like, how 2 big ultimates was a counter to Wraith King, but it's actually turned out that's the case, because his Black Hole has been a huge issue for this Wraith King.
Didn't I tell you that is more or less real? You're not just memeing, man.
True, true.
The point is to get people to invest as much as possible into killing you. And if it's just a single spell, that's just a single spell, man. Wow.
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 I think Spartan might have been so caught off guard by that black hole that he had a little accident. So it was very surprising to me as well. So quick toilet break, change the old undies and get back to it.
Yeah, like if you just didn't go to the bathroom before the game, that would be pretty bad manner to pause for it. But yeah, I can imagine that
Yeah,
scared the bejesus out of some of them.
bejeebus being the censored word.
I'm very polite when I want to be.
Indeed. Well, I mean, when we get to this late game scenario as well, I think. Wow, that was quick. I think kind of favor. It's not that close. Like it's not that different between the two teams. I think both teams are very strong late game. They all have options as well. I obviously got to be HellRaisers favored when you're looking at these the pods 3 and the pods 4. But it's still close. Like Centaur and Skyroth still hold their own very nicely in the late game.
Stomanen has died only once so far. He's got the most kills out of anyone on his team. And we haven't really seen him, and that is precisely why he has only one death. He hasn't been in the middle of the action. He has not been caught out. HellRaisers have not had the time to go looking for him. He is owning. He's going to buy that Hex pretty dang soon.
Yep, and when we get there, it's pretty scary. His ability to kill anyone on the map is coming into play, BKBs or not. And you bet he's going to try it. He's just seen Zayat steal the show, and he's like, hell no, this is a Stoneman show. This is me. Get out of here, Zayat.
Well, I certainly got my wish about these boss 4s getting the game of their life right now.
Oh yeah, they're popping off.
Smoke now. Brame's pretty split. So Spartan will tank this one, which is honestly lucky.
Yep. I mean, he will run.
What a tornado!
Not bad catching out G. It's delaying the inevitable, though. The Coddle will fall eventually. Although, in they go onto the Doom. See you later, buddy. This jump in from Skylark every single time always results in a kill. Like, the heavens just rain down upon whomever he stomps. It's actually insane. It's kind of lucky he's never really got a 2-man stomp off, because if he does, goodbye.
Well, then again, you'd have to split the damage of that Skywrath ult, but I think that the tornado was significant there. I think if the Spartan dies faster, they don't get to make that counter jump.
Yeah, you're right. It did end up being a pretty critical tornado. And now, here we go. It's Hex o'clock, baby. Goodness me, look at the time. It's actually such a big deal. Like the ability to kill off one of these cores before they pop their BKB with the Hex. It's not entirely relying on the Centaur to set you up anymore.
And also be able to Hex Kuman during his ultimate, for example. Just like they're already aiming to helmet him during that, though I'm not sure if Spartan has had the opportunity recently. Yeah, Aeon Discover on Young G. It's really all about getting to live in this game for any of these cores.
Except Wraith King. He's
getting
happy to
die usefully.
Exactly. And not 1,000 miles away from your team, critically. I mean, it's weird, because those deaths have looked strange from our point of view, because it's like, why is my carry so far away from the rest of the team? But it's the way it has to be. You can't let yourself get black holed whilst they're going on the Wraith King. You have to force HellRaisers to deal with a Wraith King without the opportunity to catch anyone else. That is what needs to happen. So that's why these fights have looked a little bit strange sometimes. And Young G just popping a smoke with a side of fist. Very cool, very fun. We love it a lot.
He could use a little bit of luck here and there. This game has not actually been the easiest for him whatsoever. It's a very dangerous game to play an Ember Spirit in.
Yeah, especially when that BKB hits 6 seconds. Like, it's still a lot, but still a little bit nerve-wracking.
I think another thing that that just hasn't happened over on HellRaisers is the buying of a pipe. We've been clicking through the heroes a little bit here, but I don't think they actually have one. That could have made a major difference, but it's a Spartan?
Yeah, it's a bit late for it now, unfortunately.
The magic damage is
They're
still
like,
very much relevant.
Remember what happened last time we went on this coddle? Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, guys. Not fully committing to this one, although... Oh, G says, yeah, I want it. I want it bad. Skylark tries to jump in, but actually misses with the stomp. So HellRaisers will keep on chasing. Skylark blinks away.
They duped each other there within a second. Wraith King's running out of slots officially now. Next up, he's probably going to switch out his Blink Dagger. I presume it's going to be a Swift Blink. Not really getting out the chops. But a Swift Blink, meanwhile, purchased by Kuman.
Yep.
If he gets to live through the burst this time, he's going to have a Satanic to get back up there. Now he'll also have a Swift Blink to be able to indeed engage in onto any possible backliners that might be showing themselves. HR are getting their options in, and are now positioning around Roche again. The line has been drawn. Resolution wants to cut in through the back.
Skylark
going very fast.
Skylark is honestly a really good pick off for them as well. If like you can't really dangle your center on the front lines like you used to, because you're kind of relying on him to jump in, get the stomps off in order to get yourselves a kill. So you don't really have a smoke popper anywhere. Everyone is too valuable to really.
Is it a Spartan again? though? It is.
It is. Goodbye, buddy. Buyback available for him. I mean, he kind of weighs it up and says, if they're here, they're here. If they're not here, I push this lane out and make that game a little harder. It's worthwhile to us. But in Roshan, there doth be a monster brewing and a young G stewing. Sunstrike threw in. Spartan buys back. Wish actually pushing out bottom, where these unprotected barracks lay. He feels like the team's going to be so distracted that we're going to get a free barracks here. Or we'll send someone back.
He forces people back here. Yeah.
Roche.
You can see the pings coming out. Kuman's like, dudes. Why is nobody here yet? We're going to lose buildings to this.
Got to react to it quick.
Steps up. I imagine he has a remnant.
And this Roshan's going to go down to either team pretty damn quickly. You cannot let this slip by.
Focus moves out a bit as soon as they lose vision on Young G. And he was right to.
Yeah, HellRaisers this time positioned on the alternate low ground. If you have that vision up there, it's a really nice place to be.
Wish calls for bottom lane again. So Spartan is off.
Yeah, push it in, boy. Shove that lane. Force them back.
Exactly. Press that come home button. The doorbell's ringing, guys.
And this is where your point earlier about how tier 3s are actually really important, or actually coming into play, because there's no tower to defend this one. Your barracks are just going to keep on getting plinked down.
Young G's looking for him.
Uh-oh.
Got him.
Spartan, no. He's just brought back into the game. He could be in some trouble. But meanwhile, in mid, they're actually jumping in onto them, but they've managed to get the doom onto the Centaur. Meanwhile, the Troll's the one who got dropped on. That was a Cataclysm, that was a Mystic Flare, everything thrown at Kuman, and he narrowly survives it.
I think that must have been a bird from low as well.
Goodness me, that was
Focus
close.
back into the pit. Third time.
Yep.
Is it this charm? Zed? Zed is watching him.
No doom for now. I mean, they don't have the vision into the pit currently. They got to keep those illusions out. They now reveal Roshan's HP and a pause out from Spartan. 300 ping. Never feels good.
Unless you're used to 500, I guess.
True. Man, this Roche fight could really go any way. That black hole, probably the biggest factor.
So Zayat's over here has got an Aeon Disc ready to assemble. Rezo keeping a slot open to wade in and grab any kind of Roshan goodies that might be spilling on the floor in the middle of a fight. I don't even think that Kuman has slots available right now.
He really doesn't. He's so farmed. 48 minutes. Zayat
Focus and Kuman don't want to hit each other.
Illusion battle.
Does Lil have the Dark Portrait ready?
And they go, stun out onto the Troll Warlord once again, but they kick him across. I believe there's a 4-staff from his teammate, and now the double Abyssal Blade coming out. Zayats, he's blinked up to the high ground. He's in a bit of an awkward position to get off that black hole, waiting, seeing if there's a better time to strike. They've already lost their Centaur. No buyback on him. This could be critical for Brame. Can they get Focus out of there? Kuman fighting through the Mystic Flare. Stunned up for now. Focus still has 2 lives remaining. Kuman, meanwhile, he doesn't. He could be in some trouble, but he gets on top of him with the Satanic, getting himself up to full HP, but now Focus getting back on top of him again, trying to trade his first life for a kill onto Kuman. Beautiful tornado catches him out. Is there any more in the tank? No, there's not, because Zayat's in, but he gets stunned up. Something interrupts him, and now they've lost Resolution, they've lost Zayats, and Wish is looking in for more. They won't be able to finish off the Troll, but at the very least, they get themselves all the ultimates and a buyback on the Doom, and another big kill on top of it as well. What cancelled the black hole?
I'm not sure.
Well, time for a replay.
This double Abyssal is so beautiful.
I mean, it was so quick. I'm not sure we'll be able to... Did he just not pop... Oh, he doesn't have BKB. Well, there you go. That'll do it.
UG tanks the info here, and then... Yeah.
So I'm guessing it was just the silence from Stominen.
Lil, this Inkswell here is going to actually keep Kuman alive. Look at the heal.
Yeah, it's mad. Good old
and the Satanic as well.
Yeah, and Stominen is hyper aware that Zayats is going to make this play. Like, he's just ready for it. And boop, silence comes out. Ancient Seal's dropped. No BKB, no black hole today.
And he actually tried to assemble his Aeon Disc, but...
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I was going to say, does he have the reactions? Wait, this is live. Oh, God. Spartan's already dead.
This is live.
Focus able to take the Aegis inside the pit. Triple life Wraith King coming through. But they've already lost their Doom. Doom is dead. Troll's in trouble as well. In comes that ultimate. I mean, they could just stand here and tank this all day. They've got 3 lives to go. Good luck getting through 1, let alone 3. And, well, this might be the end, because this Troll, he's not coming back from this. He does have himself a buyback.
Size bought a refresher. Brame can underestimate this. They can group up. They can get baited into something here. Don't look quite ready to do it yet, though.
It's all about the backlines here. Focus is not the focus of this fight for anyone. He does not matter. He was in
the previous Roche fight.
Stun out. Can they go? Skylight jumping in. They're trying to fight them out right now. Meanwhile, Zayats, he's coming from the top side of your screens over to the top left with a fresh black hole. In he goes, just dropping onto Wish here. Doesn't care about anybody else. They're not going to be able to get him down the first time. Well, they will be able to get him down the first time, but he's got himself that Aghanim's on the Wraith King from Roshan. However, this fight, it's not over yet. Invoker buys back into this one. Focus looking over towards the Troll. I mean, it's a 3 versus 3 currently until the Invoker comes back. He's got to run all his way back in. Focus actually blinking forwards here. The Madman. Skylark ready to back him up should the need arise. Doesn't actually have the mana for the Stampede right now. They're very, very low on mana on the side of Brame, actually. So the ability to drop spells is not really here currently. Focus, still trying to draw as much as he can. And again, the 4 stars just completely duking out the Cataclysm's Wish. Got to be a little bit careful. They do have the Hex out onto the Ember Spirit here. And now Silence to follow up as well. Focus coming back to life, landing on a stun, but the Ion Disc is there from Young G. They're kiting out well. 10 seconds till the Doom's back, and he does have Doom available. Brame, they got to be careful.
Protection.
No, Young G still alive, still pumping out so much damage into this fight, and he's got buyback as well, so he's actually just going to throw his life in for this and going to try and bring him down. Questionable Doom dropped out from Resolution on a guy who's already dead, but he might have a refresher here. Let us see. BKB pop from Focus, trying to bring down Resolution. He's going to try and focus something here. Takes a few swipes at the throne. Meanwhile, Young G, he's getting clicked down, does make his way back to the fountain. Meanwhile, Kuman sees into Focus, and now the carry is having a big old battle in front of the Ancient, but it looks like the Wraith King is actually losing out here. He does have another life if he pops that refresher, which he will do. Try to jump in onto Skylight, but it's not enough. The Radiant, they're actually backing out from this. HellRaisers trying to chase here. They're trying to look for something.
He's still going.
still ongoing. A never-ending fight from these two teams, but HellRaisers, some way, somehow, they defend.
I don't even know how. They didn't touch the Spartan a single time. They didn't actually touch Stoneman a single time. They are so... Well, at the point where focus is up to their racks, yeah, definitely, they need to stop that Wraith King. But before that point, they're just really laser focused on fighting this frontally. And it's not working out for them.
Goodness gracious, what a game we got in our hands. 53 minutes in. Brame, though, they're showing no signs of leaving, but they've used so many resources in that last engagement. The Aegis, the Refresher, the Cheese, I think even. They might still have the Cheese and Invoker, actually. Didn't quite catch that one. So I know they gave it to him just as he died with the Wraith King ulti.
Ooh, Hex over onto Lil.
Oh, that is scary. That is scary. The double Hex. It really does win these late game situations.
It does, but I think the scariest thing is honestly that nobody on the side of HellRaisers is buyback. Lil just bought out for that Hex as well.
That's true. HellRaisers very much playing on the edge here. I mean, they can have it on Zayats and 200 gold. Everyone else either can't afford it or have used it. Rezo and Kuman both having used theirs. Brame showing hesitation. In fairness, they can't really know that 3 of their heroes didn't save for buyback, so they don't have the knowledge we have.
No, they don't. But they are still holding this forward position.
I mean, whilst it feels like Brame is so close to victory, at the same time, no buyback on Wish could be a big deal here as well. They're going to be hunting him, that's for sure. And as always, I've said it a million times this game, there is always got to be that thought in the back of your mind. Black hole, 55 minutes in. It's terrifying. It's something which you can never stop thinking about. Because the moment you do, that's the point where it catches you out. And these never-ending meteors as well, just rolling into the enemy base.
At the very least, I think that Stallmannen has done an incredible job of keeping up this barrage of spells. Zayats is going to try to flank again, but...
There is an Invoker waiting for him, but who is waiting for whom would be my question. Meanwhile, jump in, they're trying to bring down the Doom as quickly as possible, and they will be able to do that. He is out of here for 100 seconds. No buyback, which means no Doom. One threat eliminated. Now, can they get anything more? Just alacritying up the catapults. Once again, Zayats in that sneaky little situation, trying to get into his cubby hole and wait to see. But Brame, they're trying to be unpredictable. They're trying to come at alternate directions for these barracks. Not make themselves easy targets for Zayats.
Working around him.
Yep. Feels like they know. Now jump in, stun from Skylark, follow up. Not quite there, but they just got the control. Throwing out the tornado, throwing out all sorts.
Hitting the Ancient.
Yep, you got to deal with that. Focus, dealing with the barracks, that's it. They've got the Megas. They are inches from victory. Brame taking this series on a 2-1, and this will be a way to do it, but they get the 4-staff out once again. These 4-staffs being so critical, and now the Hex comes down onto Focus, but he's focusing the Ancient instead. They need to deal with this. The Black Hole comes down onto Wish, but their Ancient is being taken by Focus. Stop looking at the Invoker and start looking at the Wraith King. He pops a BKB to finish the job, finish the game, and is it going to do it, the Black Hole? Yes, it will. Of course it will. They finish the job. The Ancient explodes, and Brame take the victory here in game number 2 in 57 minutes, almost on the dot. Woo, what a performance from them, my goodness.